fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star.
How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another video. Camera's kind of moved, not sure if that's going to look good or not, but we'll soon find out. Just another quick video on FIFA actually. Basically what I'm going to be doing is showing you my tactics and formation which I use for Division Rivals, which is working really well at the minute. Just thought I'd share them with you in case some of you guys are struggling a little bit, give you guys some help with the sort of thing to go for. So I'm using the 4-2-3-1, obviously it's the formation with the 3 cams, 2 CDMs and the striker. Going to do a squad builder on my team, hopefully tomorrow, depending if the players sell and I can get a new goalkeeper in time. But yeah, it's the 4-2-3-1. We'll start off with the tactics. Now, as you can see here, I've got pressure on heavy touch, mainly because using things such as press after possession loss kind of pulls your team out of position a little bit too much, so you can quite easily get countered, which is why I don't really like that. Constant pressure wears your players out completely unless you've got people like 99 stamina constantly. Drop back, I find personally with how I play, invites too much pressure. So you sat back waiting, which is really good. You've got a lot of people back in defence, but then as soon as you get the ball, you kind of got nobody up the field. So decide, go with pressure on heavy touch, quite nice. Kind of maintain your structure, and if there is a slight heavy touch, they'll start running after that for you, and you still have people up front, so you're kind of maintaining your shape. Keeping the width and depth on 5 here, there's not really any need to change them that I've found. They work perfectly well. Offensive style, I go with balanced personally. This could be a personal preference. Long ball just doesn't work online at all. Fast build-up's good if you're a good counter-attacking player, whereas I found in Division Rivals it's quite important to pass the ball around, so still going forward but kind of trying to go side to side a little bit. Make sure you don't lose the ball by trying to force it too much, which I find with fast build-up happens a lot. And possession just means you don't get enough going forward. So balance is a nice mix of both. You've still got runners in behind, which is really nice, but it also allows you to have the supporting player with you to kind of play side to side, back and forth to kind of create an opening. Players in the box here I've knocked down to 4, purely because if you're going to be passing it around more, you're not going to be having out wide and crossing as much. So basically, yeah, just you don't need as many in the box at the same time. You can just play a nice through ball. That's sort of how a lot of goals are scored on Division Rivals. So players in the box on 4, width again standard on 5, and the corners and free kicks on 3. Now I'll just show you some of the player instructions that I've gone for as well. There's no like mad special instructions that I've used here, but I decided I'd just go through them. So both fullbacks here, as you can see, are stay back while attacking. Now basically what you want them therefore in the centre back is someone either tall or with good jumping. Pace isn't as influential, but you need someone there who's quite strong, quite tall, who's good at jumping and heading. Because obviously they're going to be sitting back a lot more, so any balls being pumped forward they need to be quite aware of, being able to get rid of. But it is also nice to have a bit of pace in your wing backs, because obviously if you hold the ball up for a long time, they will come and support the wide player, so you can play a nice little 1-2 off with them. But stay back while attacking is quite nice because it lets you kind of defence drop deep. Your CDMs do a lot of the work and then the rest are up front. It's quite a nice transition between the 3. So stay back while attacking on both fullbacks. Centre backs are standard. Now what I tend to do here is I have both of the CDMs covering centre, because obviously it's quite a central formation, it's not wide, so you don't need them to be covering wings and stuff. Have them both covering the centre because on Division Rivals a lot of people try and play through the centre. So yeah, it's basically just play through the centre, have them covering the centre, but have one on man mark, so he'll be finding a man that's trying to find a bit of space like in front of your defenders, and he'll be man marking him, and have the other slightly faster CDM kind of cutting the passing lane, so he'll be the one that's kind of running all over the place, and he will cover the wing slightly as well. He'll kind of be the more roaming midfielder, looking to kind of get in there, while the other CDM is the one on man mark. The central centre attacking mid I have as come back on defence. This is because obviously when you're going forward you need to have someone else in the centre to come back and support the CDMs. They're doing all the work and dropping quite deep. You need the extra man in there to pick the ball up, and he can ping a pass to the left or right out to your wingers and your forward. So always have him on come back on defence just so he drops a little bit deeper. Doesn't actually affect how much he's up front. I found it's quite effective just to have him as come back on defence. He kind of fills in that centre mid role. The outsider, the 2 wing cams, I have one on get into the box for the cross. I attack generally most down the left hand side, So I always have the right hand side centre attacking mid to get into the box, because obviously he'll be crossing it in, whereas the left I just leave all on basic and he'll just like kind of roam about out wide. Obviously if you attack more down the right or more centrally, you can have them on both get into the box, or the alternative, whichever way around you want it. I tend to have the one that you attack down the most to stay normal, and then the alternative side who doesn't get the ball as much to get into the box, maybe with a lucky header. And as well, if you've got wingers like Rebic or anyone like that who's kind of 6 foot plus, again they've got quite good heading. And then the striker here is kind of working as sort of a target man type thing. So you have him stay central and you have him to stay forward. So he's always up front. When there's any attack of any form whatsoever, he'll be up front and keep him stay central. You don't want him roaming out wide. That's the job of the wider men. And then obviously essentially three centre mids will kind of be all filling in the middle. So there's no need for him to come back. You're always going to need to counter attack or play a through ball at some point, and having him to stay forward and stay central keeps him in prime position for doing so. And then obviously the roles is just depending on who you want on penalties and free kicks based on who's got the best stats. So that is the end of my tutorial, well not really a tutorial, but end of my video. Hopefully we're doing a squad builder on this team in the future, and I can show you some nice clips of them as well. They're the tactics that I use basically online for Division Rivals. They're working really well for me at the minute. So try them out, let me know if they work for you. Drop a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in a future video.